Narrator. Voice is a low, gravelly drawl. Like a philosopher who chain smokes and sleeps in a gutter. You know that feeling, right? That little itch in the back of your skull. The one that whispers you're not enough. That you're a background character in someone else's movie. It's the quiet dread of being forgettable. An NPC in your own life. We all want to be the protagonist. We all want to matter. But some of us are so desperate for the spotlight, we'll do anything to get it. We'll even build the stage ourselves, out of the wreckage of other people's lives. This isn't just garden variety narcissism. This is a specific, predatory hunger. We're going to call it the Savior's delusion. And by the time this is over, you will understand the architecture of this delusion. You'll see how it's used to build prisons of the mind. And you'll learn how to spot the bars of the cage, whether you're the one inside, or the one holding the key. ## Phase 2. The problem narrator. You felt it. Don't lie. You're at a party. The music is loud, the air is thick with cheap beer and forced laughter. You're talking to someone, but their eyes are scanning the room. Looking for someone more important. More interesting. And in that moment, you feel like a ghost. Transparent. A temporary obstacle. So you adapt. You learn to be useful. You become the good friend. The one who always listens. The one who gives the best advice. The one who drops everything to help someone move a couch at 2 a.m. And it works. For a while. You get a little thrill when their name flashes on your phone. A crisis. Another fire you get to put out. You listen, you nod, you dispense wisdom like a vending machine of validation. They say, "Oh my God, what would I do without you?" And that feels good. It feels like purpose. It feels like mattering. But here's the ugly little secret you don't even admit to yourself. You don't actually want them to get better. A forgotten tool. So, without even realizing it, you keep them broken. You offer solutions that are just temporary patches. You subtly undermine their confidence so they keep coming back to you. You become a zookeeper for their misery. Their dependence is the air you breathe. This is the hidden cost of the Savior's delusion. You think you're building a connection, a relationship. You're not. You're building a cage for two. One of you is the prisoner, the other is the warden who's forgotten they're also locked inside. It's a symbiotic sickness. A prison built on the lie of love and the truth of need. And no one has ever perfected the architecture of this prison quite like she has. Visual. A stark, powerful image of Makima from Chainsaw Man. Her spiraling, hypnotic eyes fill the screen. ## Phase 3. Solution narrator. To understand this sickness, we have to dissect its master practitioner. Makima isn't a character, she's a psychological blueprint. A manifesto on domination. The Makima control method is not about brute force. A hammer can break a person's bones, but it can't break their will. No, this method is far more insidious. It's a system designed to make a person give you their will. To make them rip out their own heart and hand it to you on a silver platter, believing it was their idea all along. It operates on a simple, terrifying principle. Systematically replace a target's internal sense of self-worth with an external dependency on you. You become their sun, their moon, their god. And it breaks down into 3 core tenets. The unholy trinity of control. First, the promise of salvation. You don't target the strong. You don't target the self-assured. You hunt for the broken. The desperate. The ones who believe, deep down, that they are less than human. You find their deepest, most pathetic sounding dream, a warm bed, a decent meal, a hug, and you offer it to them. Their desperation makes them grateful. Their gratitude makes them blind. Second, the economy of affection. This is the real genius of the method. You take basic human decency, a kind word, a gentle touch, a moment of praise, and you turn it into a currency. It is no longer a right, it is a reward. A bonus for good behavior. You create a volatile emotional stock market where you control all the assets. One moment, you flood them with warmth and affection, making them feel like the most important person in the world. You systematically dismantle every part of their old identity. Their friends? They're holding you back. Their family? They don't really understand you like I do. Their own thoughts and feelings? Are you sure that's how you feel? It sounds a little childish. You isolate them. You become their only mirror, and the reflection you show them is one of your own design. You gut them of their history, their relationships, their very sense of self, until the only thing left inside is the space that you fill. Think of it like this. You find a dying plant in a desolate wasteland. You don't just give it water. You build it a state-of-the-art greenhouse. The temperature is perfect. The light is perfect. The humidity is perfect. The plant has never known such comfort. It thrives. But the glass is one way. The door only opens from the outside. And you control the sun, the water, the nutrients, the very air it breathes. You didn't save the plant from the wasteland. You just moved the wasteland inside it and made yourself the only oasis. It is now completely, utterly, beautifully dependent on you for its survival. That is the Makima control method. It is salvation as subjugation. ### Phase 4. The application narrator. Alright. You understand the theory. The grand architecture. Now let's get our hands dirty. Let's look at the nuts and bolts. The assembly instructions for this psychic cage. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm telling you to understand this. So you can recognize it. So you can see the wiring and the trip switches before you walk into the trap. Or, so you can understand the trap you're already building for someone else. This is a practical guide. A 4-step process. Step 1. Identify the necessary misery. Before you can be a savior, you need someone who needs saving. Your first job is to become a connoisseur of human suffering. Look at the people around you. Not at their strengths. Look at their cracks. Their insecurities. The holes in their souls. Ask yourself, what is their core wound? Is it loneliness? Do they feel fundamentally unlovable? Is it a feeling of stupidity? A deep-seated belief that they're an imposter? Is it a desperate craving for the family they never had? This is not a casual observation. This is psychological reconnaissance. It is the keyhole. Don't try to fix it. Not yet. Just identify it. Catalog it. Understand it better than they do. Step 2. Engineer the conditional paradise. Now that you have the key, you can build the lock. The lock is a paradise designed specifically to soothe their necessary misery, but on your terms. If they're lonely, you offer them constant companionship. If they feel stupid, you praise their intelligence. If they crave family, you call them brother, or sister, or son. But, and this is the crucial part, this paradise is conditional. It is not a gift, it is a wage. It is earned through compliance. Try this technique. Link all affection to an action. Don't say, I care about you. That's amateur hour. That's free. Say, the way you trust me without question, it makes me feel so proud to know you. Don't say, you're so smart. Say, you figured that out all on your own because you listened to my advice. I knew you had it in you. See the difference? You've turned affection into a performance review. You are programming them. Good behavior gets the dopamine hit of your approval. Bad behavior, independent thought, disagreement, contact with unapproved people, gets the cold, silent, terrifying withdrawal. Step 3. Isolate and redefine. Your target cannot live in two worlds. Their old world is a threat to your new one. You must become the demolition crew for their past. This is a delicate process. You don't attack their friends and family head-on. That creates resistance. Instead, you poison the well with concern. Use the language of protection. About their best friend. I just worry that he doesn't really see your potential. Everyone else is an anchor, and you are the one offering them wings. Every bond you sever is another bar on the cage. You are not just a person in their life, you are becoming their entire life. You are their new dictionary. You define what is good, what is bad, who is safe, and who is a threat. Step 4. The gaslight reset. Eventually, they will feel the bars. Trigger a crisis of self-worth. Deliver a kill shot sentence like, I thought you were different. I guess I was wrong about you. This is exactly why you can't ever be happy. You sabotage everything good in your life. I give you everything, and this is how you repay me. With suspicion? Maybe you don't deserve it after all. The effect is devastating. You deflect their criticism of you and turn it into a criticism of themselves. Their rebellion isn't a sign of your control, It's proof of their own brokenness. They will immediately panic. The thought of losing their paradise, their only source of validation, is unbearable. They will back down. They will apologize. Phase 5. The proof narrator. You think this is just a theory? A dark fantasy cooked up in a comic book? Look at Denji. This is his entire goddamn life story. Makima finds him when he is literally subhuman. A dog, sleeping in a shack, selling his own body parts to survive. His necessary misery is a bottomless pit of dehumanization. His dream? Jam on toast. A girl to hug. The pathetic, heartbreakingly simple dream of a normal life. Makima offers him this conditional paradise on a silver platter. But every scrap of affection is a transaction. She praises him when he's a good dog. She touches him when he obeys. She gives him a taste of family with Aki and power, a life he desperately craves, only to systematically rip it all away. She erases every independent connection he has until she is the only thing left. His entire universe. And when he finally achieves his dream of becoming a hero, of being loved by the public, she exposes him, destroys his reputation, and reminds him that his happiness is only ever on loan from her. The gaslight reset, on a global scale. In the end, he literally gives her his heart. He begs her to eat him. Why? Because she successfully erased every last shred of his identity and replaced it with a single, overriding command. Live for Makima. This is not fiction. This is the cult leader's playbook. Charles Manson didn't drag his followers to the Spawn Ranch in chains. He found broken, runaway kids who felt abandoned by society, their necessary misery. He offered them a conditional paradise, a family, a philosophy, a sense of belonging. He became their dictionary, redefining love as control and murder as revolution. He isolated them from the outside world until his voice was the only one they could hear. Jim Jones didn't force 900 people to move to the jungles of Guyana. He promised them a utopia free from the racism and inequality of America. A paradise. But in that isolated jungle, he controlled everything. The food, the information, the right to live. The logic is brutally simple. It's a hack of our most basic neurochemistry. The human brain is wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. The Makima method creates a closed system where the manipulator becomes the sole dispenser of both. The extreme pleasure of acceptance, and the unbearable pain of withdrawal and abandonment. The target's brain becomes addicted to this cycle. They become a lab rat in a Skinner box, frantically pushing the lever for another hit of approval, even when they know it comes with an electric shock. You see how the machine works? It's easy to point the finger. To see the Makima in a manipulative boss, a toxic partner, a cult leader on the news. It's harder to turn that finger around. So here's the question I'm leaving you with. Down in the concrete slab of the comments section. Let's make it a public confession booth. Have you ever been someone's dog, desperately chasing a scrap of their approval? Or, have you ever been tempted to put a leash on someone else, to make their world revolve around you? Be honest. The first step to breaking the chain is admitting it's there. If you're tired of the plastic smiles and the empty self-help bullshit, if you want to keep digging into the guts of the human condition with a rusty shovel, then subscribe to the Normal Life Manifesto. We don't offer easy answers, just sharper questions. And if this conversation made something twitch in your brain, if you felt the uncomfortable truth of it, then you need to understand the flip side of this coin. The prison we build for ourselves. Logically, the next session is our deep dive on the Shinji Ikari Protocol. Weaponizing self-hatred. It's about how we become our own manipulative masters. It's waiting for you. Click it.